Hello, welcome to my channel to learn about family finance. Here's the constant. This channel is where we explore the holistic health on your financial health. Very helpful, accurate videos include topics on credit, debt management, financial planning, real estate, and taxes. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and update all the good videos. How the cost of education works. The US spend a lot on public education, but how much is a lot? How much of the federal and state budgets go to the education? And with the fairly dismal rating and math score and graduation rates, do Americans get their money's worth? The problem with education, like pretty much everything else in life, is that schools don't just run themselves. They require administrators, teachers, student equipment, and facilities, all of which cost money and lots of it. Taxpayer dollars are the major source of school funding, but few know exactly where and how Americans' hard-earned cash is shoved down, and it's difficult to decipher the system unless you know where to look. Without the tools, staff, and facilities necessary to achieve academic progress, children are far less likely to thrive on a long-term basis, with 31% of high school dropouts likely to end up like living in a poverty. Public education in the US was long ago laid off by the government as largely the responsibilities of individual states. As such, there's a pretty big disconnect between how each entity operates and funds system individual school. Each state has their own specific formula to follow, but they all allow them the same expenses, including instructional cost, administration salary, staff support, children support, building support. It's hard, if not nearly impossible, to pigeonhole average on where and how these dollars are allocated, since the state handles education with a significant difference. However, salary costs to tend to take up the lion's shares on the pot, with 84% going on personal salaries. For teachers and administrators, check out this basic overview to learn more about schools' funding sources and how they impact the system and children in the US. Education budgets breakdown. Unless you have an MBA in finance, trying to decipher how most companies and other organizations are funded, and likely leave you with a twitch on your eyes, in your eyes, or reaching for a nice glass of wine. Although every state and school system feature in their own nuance, here's the basic ideas of how federal, local, and state tax dollar wind up in the educational coffer. State 25% of state spending and revenue, or about 270%, $270 billion dollar per year nationwide is a year marked for elementaries and secondaries public schools. Instead of the state managing their entire educational system across the board, each farms out funds to 16,000 school system administrative bodies, returns then dollar to 100,000 schools. State income and sales taxes, along with the grants and foundation payments awarded by the state, are generally where the dollar come from. Federal. Less than 3% of the federal budget directly funds primary on secondary's public school system, which during the 2010 and 11 school years equals about $79 billion. Local by the long shot, property taxes are the main source of the local education funding, although a portion of these taxes go to other public services, like sanitation and law enforcement. Local sales and income taxes, as well as earning on investments and school users' fees, are often sources of funding. To figure out how much to allot to each school, states they use formulas based on how many pupils are in a district. They give added weight to certain variables. For example, district might receive more money due to the having a higher percentage of special needs students or children living in poverty. On the other hand, wealthier areas will generally have better funded school because they have bigger tax base. Gaining ground or falling flat. Funding isn't the end all be all of education improvement. but it certainly allowed for the teachers, supply, facilities, and other necessary expenses to get the job done. Was the illiteracy rate of student age 15 and over 99%, 45 million US dollars adults, read above the fifth grade level, leaving them functionalities illiterate. Uh, Although these are not the worst in the world, there's a higher than one would expect from a first world country. On the plus side, racial chimes appear to be closing in educational performance. Black and Hispanic students are testing a level 8 to 25 points higher than in the 1970s, and the gender disparity is narrowing as well, with boys and girls testing more closely, as revealed by the same long-term study. Low-income and minorities groups are also enjoying lower dropout rates, as well as increased likelihood in college enrollment. Despite ongoing education and funding reform, many parents are turning to other academic options for their children. In addition to the homeschooling, private education continue to be popular, and others are opting to take advantage of public school choices program by which students can attend a preferable school within their own system, typically one in the higher income regions, with better test score, subject to space availability. More charter schools are also popping up around the country. Although publicly funded, they are privately managed by the contract organization. There's typically an application or lotteries process for children to be enrolled. So, entry is a toss-up. Entry is a toss-up. In 2012, about 6% of the public schools were charter school. Although many people swear by their learners' approach. Charter schools have actually been criticized for administration costs that are often higher than those of their public school counterparts.